The Cook versus Word of Life case is over. The good news is we were able to save our church building. But the bad news is our land that's on front of Saul Kleinfield with our brand new beautiful sign is in jeopardy of being lost. You say to me, what in the world happened? Well, the judge said that I wasn't allowed in my church with my speech to tell people to recall the mayor. I know some of you are thinking, that's the craziest thing. You mean you don't have free speech? I thought I had free speech. But here in West Texas, El Paso, it's different rules. And the judge would not allow us to give evidence that we didn't do anything wrong. To him, just speaking out in your church is illegal. And I know right now some of you are thinking, that's taking away free speech. I know. But here's what it all came down to. There was no way, I think, we were going to be able to prevail. And so we had to do what Jesus said in Matthew 5:25. He said, settle matters quickly with your adversary who's taking you to court. And that's what we had to do. And this has been the hardest decision in my life. We talked about it.
One of the hardest things was, in case people are asking, why were we not able to prevail? When you're in the court system and all the odds are set against you and there's so much money at stake simply for attempting to appeal your right to freedom of speech, then you really have to think hard about the consequences. And the biggest consequence, if we would have gone and appealed, this would have been the loss of our church building, the loss of our property, and we just couldn't handle the thought of that. And so we did what Bishop says, and most importantly, what Jesus said we had to do. But we're asking you to help us out. We need you more than ever.
Yeah, because even though we didn't lose our church building, we could still lose our land if we don't come up with $450,000. And that might seem like a lot of money, but I thought about it, Pastor Lorenzo. If just 450 people around the country, around the world, could say to Word of Life Church, we're not going to let you carry the burden of free speech alone. If those 450 people all gave just $1,000 apiece, everything's saved. If big churches or wealthier people could give $10,000, we only need 45 people around the country to do this. And I felt a heavy burden these last weeks in my life because I've been carrying the burden of free speech, and I know what our constitutional rights are, but I also know the court system. And it was breaking me. And this is why I finally decided it's just best to settle, save the church, but to come to you and ask, could you help us? You know, at the court, it was packed today. And I had several pastors come to me and they said, we're not going to let you carry this alone.
Amen.
We're meeting with them. And they're going to say, we're going to help. You know, that touches me.
We need to understand that we're not giving up on this. Mm-hmm. This is not a defeat, but we have to move wisely. In the meantime, however, we need to make sure that we're safe and that our building, our property is safe. You know, one of the things that comes to mind right now, Bishop, is when the people of Israel were crossing the Red Sea, or right before they crossed the Red Sea, the Pharaoh was behind them and the Red Sea was before them. And that's where we've been. For the past 6 years, we've been that church in El Paso that's been right smack in the middle. And we don't believe God has brought us this far to leave us here, but we must unite. We're not separated. We must now come as one. We will not be defeated if we come together. So we're asking for your help, asking for you to pour, to sow. Most importantly, you will sow and you will receive the benefits, are giving and contributing into this rightful cause, the freedom of speech, but most importantly, the freedom for the Church of Christ to stand up and say, you cannot silence us. You do this to one of us, you do it to all of us.
That's what happens. You see a link right here with this video. Click the link. You can give through text giving, you can give online, you can call and give by credit card, you can mail your gifts to us. But this is hard for me because never before have I ever come publicly to ask for help. But our church shouldn't have to be burdened alone to carry this. And those pastors that talked to me today, they're right. This should not be one church. So could you help us? Could you click that link? Could you call us and help us out? And I can tell you, I will be deeply grateful. And I can't wait to give a testimony that God came through and that the Red Sea did split. But you were that sea. Amen. You are the ones that are able to come to help us. And maybe in the end, God wanted to teach the body of Christ a lesson that the biggest miracle is everyone helps each other. So I'm asking you to help our church. Save our land. I appreciate your giving and your contribution. God bless you.